Alright, we're back out here fixing to do some work on a Nova. Drop a compression so I can lay the boost to it. It's been cold and raining and cold, and just it ain't been good the last weekend for sure. The last few days it's been terrible weather, so still cold. It's supposed to have been 48 today. It's nowhere near it. Probably 32, which, I mean, it's not that cold, but it's still, it sucks to be outside working on this stuff. But got the turbos, the new ones. These are GT35s. They're bigger than these little 50 millimeter. These are a 70. See it down in there? I'll show you a better view of them when I get them out. But got them both. I'll do that, and I got my stuff to drop my compression, pull heads and stuff off. I am going to go with a roller cam and a bunch of other stuff, but first I'm going to leave the cam and everything in it that's in it as it is, and just see what difference the boost does. Like, I've done math, oh my god, you would not believe, like hours and hours and hours coming up with combinations and stuff, and intake valve closing points and everything like that with different cams, and the lift rates, the ramps on the lobes and everything else. So I'm going to go with a solid roller with an intake closing point of 71 degrees, which I'll be able to run almost 10.5 to 1 static compression, and it'll bleed off enough cylinder pressure to where I'll be able to run pump gas and 8 or 9 pounds of boost. So you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll explain all that. But for right now, I'm just going to drop a compression, put about 8 pounds of boost through it, and enjoy it like that for a little bit. Then I'm going to do the cam swap and everything else. The turbos are here. That's good. And it, like I said, it's been terrible weather, right? It just sucks. And I will do my best to explain everything, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that won't tell nobody nothing, but I'll just explain to everybody.
It might get a little complicated.
Well, I'll try to keep it simple best I can. Alright, fixing to pull everything off. Well, the heads at least. Heads and intake, distributor and all that should come off. Yep. Intake and all carbs and distributor and all should come out in one piece. Should.
Yeah. Patented move. You know what the move is.
Patented.
Patented move, son. Bobcat, son.
That's funny. It's been about, what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes since we started. Yeah. Not long. Got the intake stuff off. Got her down, fixed to pop the heads off. Dad's done got the header and stuff off that side. I got to do crap on this side. We're going to pop the heads off and look at them and clean them up a little bit. All that porting.
Things are going smooth. We've done cemented them times. We're getting pretty good.
I see the whole, like I said, the whole spiel comes off one big piece. Pops right off.
That's a good move. I wonder if anybody else uses that move.
I don't know. I'm sure somebody does. Alright. A lot of people said that these head gaskets that I'm about fixing to show you what they are. They're a 16,000 shim head gasket. They're good for increasing your quench and dropping you and raising your compression and everything else. And they're about $7 a piece. They might be $10 by now. But I have had these on there for, I know, 2 years with no leaks, and they never blow the head gasket or nothing. You see that? See that little shim?
Everybody says they won't. They don't.
Yeah,
work.
they won't stay sealed.
They won't stay sealed. There you go.
Yep, 11.5 to 1.
Fresh off of it. Just sprayed them, put them on.
Yeah, put the copper spray on them, and
He's used them twice.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go. See?
They're cheap. They damn sure do work.
Yeah. As long as your services are pretty good.
He ain't never had a damn problem with it.
Mm-mm.
There's part number. Oh, it's a 733 SH.
733 SH. 733 S8. Yeah, that's right.
733 SH. As you see, the copper paint just wipes right off.
Yeah. There it is. So you want to bump your compression up 1 full point? Put one of them on it.
And you can stack these, so he's fixing to prove that point too.
Yes, you can.
To drop the compression, you can stack these and they'll work just fine. That paint's about $8. You can do many of these for that can of spray.
So it's on the big block shim gaskets.
These figures put some boost on these fuckers. You'll see they work. Ultimate test.
Well,
They're damn good though.
That's already seen 11.5 to 1 static compression. It's a 9.15 dynamic, which is higher than what anybody says you can run on pump gas.
They used these back in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, actually, something the one Justin just got was old stock.
Yeah. They're a multi-layer steel, MLS, but the MLS version, not the kind that you can rivet out of and restack. They were doing MLS gaskets long before MLS gaskets become popular. They just have a coating on both ends. You can't take them apart, but it's a multi-layer steel gasket. And when they work good, cast iron heads and stuff. I'll probably pull them springs off and put new seals in them. Does it seem like we get a little oil coming past?
Yeah, you get a little bit on the piston. Not terrible.
That's probably where that little bit of smoke was coming from.
Yeah,
I got new seals for them.
Ain't bad.
Just a little bit. Well, you can still see my nice cross hatching on my hone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. Sweet, sweet,
Good
sweet.
little damn motor.
Fixing to get some boosters. Alright, there it is. Dad got the surface all cleaned up with a little spatula. Nice clean up the head over there. And I tore the other head apart and was checking my valve stem seals and all that, and everything's good. Also, if I get a 1.550 spring pocket, then I can run 1.550 springs on them. They're cut for 1.50, but all I got's 1.550. So, be easier to buy spring pockets because those heads are milled for the spring pocket to set down on their flat. That's what keeps the valve spring from dancing.
Hell yeah.
Oh by God. But fixing to stick the head gaskets and put the head back on.
Repeat step 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm. Check my depth in the hole. It's dead on 25 thousandths in the hole. So all my math will be just about perfect. As far as static compression, dynamic compression, effective compression, all that stuff. Because elevation, everything comes into play when it comes to compression. So, all right, I'm going to try to explain this to people. Like I've got all these, I've got pages and pages and pages of different engine combinations, different setups, boost levels, static compression, dynamic compression. Like I said, all the engine combinations I come up with, all the stuff I think about. But for this setup, we're going to have a static compression ratio of 10.24 to 1. The intake valve closing point on the safe side, doing it using at 50 tappet duration, add in 15 degrees, which is what a lot of people says to do. You're supposed to go off the actual advertised duration or the duration at 0.006. But a lot of cam places don't give you that, and I don't have those specs with the cam that's in this thing. So what I had to do is go off the advertised duration. With the advertised duration, the intake closing point is 68.5 degrees, which bleeds off enough compression and bleeds off enough pressure, cylinder pressure, that allows me to run the 10.24 to 1 static compression and put 7-8 pounds of boost on it, and it still be fine on pump gas, 91 or 93, whichever I decide to put in it. So that's how you do it. It's all intake valve closing point, cylinder pressure, static compression ratios, cam specs, all that crap. It's very complicated, but it's very simple all at the same time.
He takes his notes. I told him I'd write a book, man. He takes notes, studies that stuff.
But you use your bore, your stroke, everything else, the CC, the head.
He wasn't much about math in school, but dude,
No, I hated math in school.
He sucked it up about this. He's learning and learning and learning and learning non-stop, day in and day out. It's crazy.
But
I guess that's what your interest lies in. He wants to figure it out, and he learned how to do it. Self-taught. That's it.
yeah, I mean, there's so much. Like if you look at this, you think there's something. Look at all this craziness.
Yeah, that's the serious stuff right there. That's thinking right there. People spend all the time writing love letters. He spends time doing that. So
it's true.
yeah. That's something you never touch again. That's priceless. All that information is priceless. Everything you write down.
Yeah, that's what I told Colton. I was like, Colton, all your motor combo stuff is in this.
Years and years.
It's in there.
Years and years of learning right there. He studied it, I mean, day and night.
But like, there's so many formulas to come up with different things, like what your heads will flow, what your carburetor handle, what your motor will do. It's
you know how much smart you have to be to figure this kind of shit out? I'm just lost. I'm like, ugh.
But I try to figure it down to within as close to the degree as I can, so that I know that everything's going to be safe. And you want to run as much static compression as you can, and then put boosting on top of it. That way, when you're not in boost, your dynamic compression is still high enough to keep the motor running and keep it happy, keep everything efficient. So you could just drop the compression way down and put a lot of boost to it, but then you lose your efficiency. So it's all in what you want to do. It's all in what you want to do. But you can see here, 2 valve lead flat top pistons. Ain't nothing special. Well, all right then. I'm gonna stack my gaskets and
Stack them and tack them.
yeah, that's it. I'm stacking them so that I can get the 55 thousandths. If I use a 40 thousandths and a 16 thousand, I can get the 55, or I use 39 thousandths and a 16 thousand, I can get the 55, or I can use the 40 thousandths and a 16 thousand and get 56 thousandths head gasket. And that's still tight enough to where it's got good quench. If you go too much, then you lose the quench, and that'll actually cause detonation without quench. So, all trying to do it with cast iron heads. If you got aluminum heads, you can get by with a lot more, but I ain't got them, so make do with what I got. All right, cool. Got it all figured out now. Motor.
He wants to see what it does just like it is now.
Yeah.
He's done got him another plan before this is even done, so that's how
Yeah.
you do it. That's true hot rod right there. Grassroots, man. Grassroots before you get done with one, you plan the next one.
Oh yeah, I've already planned the whole other setup, using the same compression ratio but different cam and different boost levels.
Yeah. Watch your next move before you get the first one out. That's how you win chess.
And the motor,
Take your queen.
and the motor can't handle a whole lot of power and a whole lot of everything, because it's just, I mean, it's got good rods in it. It's got I-beam rods in them. But it's got a stock crank. It's a stock 4-bolt block. But as long as you fight off detonation, it'll be fine. And as long as you're not running so much cylinder pressure that it closes, so much heat that it closes the ring gaps, it'll be fine.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see. I may be completely wrong. The
I think so.
time will tell.
He to put some coatings right down to the damn number. Yeah, there's a good
Oh, and another thing, what I'm doing, this is a 106 lobe separation cam. That's a really tight lobe separation cam. And everybody says, you can't do that with boost. I'm going to show you can. And in fact, it will make more power than one that was a 110 or a 112 or a 114 lobe separation.
Yep.
And it will spool faster.
Going right against the grain of that.
Yeah, because of the scavenging effects, you got your exhaust valve open for a slight amount of time where the intake valve's open, and it sends that pulse through, and it'll help spool them turbos. It'll be good. If you treat a turbo motor like it's a naturally aspirated motor, and you give it everything it needs, and then boost on top of it, it'll fly.
Still get good gas mileage.
I don't know how good the gas mileage will be, but it should be. It should do pretty good, because I'm
All
building it to
that
be.
shit is going to play in, and when that tunnel rim gets boost load in it, you're going to see a bitch roll. I
Yep.
think the tunnel rim is going to be a sweet ass damn setup for some boost.
And everybody was asking too about what it did to the carburetors. I think it will. I mean, tunnel rim made power on every motor we've put it on in all RPM ranges. Whether it be off idle, high RPM, makes no difference. It made power in all of them. So if you're treating it just like a naturally aspirated motor, it's going to make power with turbos.
Yeah, you don't depend on the turbo. The turbo's just extra.
Yeah. See, the way this thing's going to drive around with that 342 gear, I'm not going to be in boost all the time. It'll only be when I flat foot it and that cam comes in. The cam comes in at about 36, 37, and the boost is going to come in about the same time. And that's where all that power will be.
There you go. Plus, it'll leave a line good. It won't do that big damn burnout shit. It'll just,
Yeah, we'll see.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And it makes for a ramming effect on the cylinders when you have a tight lobe separation cam and a duration and stuff like that. A 112 will actually make it softer, which the power don't come in as hard. It comes in a little more gradual, which is why people do that with turbos. But I'm going opposite direction.
And if it don't work out, we want to do something else.
No, it'll work. Just like what Colton's did.
I know that.
Colton's setup was completely like, oh, that's not going to work. That's the wrong cam. You need a turbo cam. You need this. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Everything says the way engines work, if you do it this way, it'll make the power. And it did. That's a low compression, low boost combination.
Yeah, very mild.
Yeah. So we will see. We'll see.
Y'all just stay tuned. This gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, well even your motor in the Suburban, it's a 9.8 1-to-1 static compression, and he's running 89 fuel in it at only 5 pounds of boost.
I'm not turned that motor past 3 yet.
No.
No, it just don't need to be past 3.
Yeah.
I would not be in that son bitch at 5,000 in high gear. Thick thing. From 50 mile an hour on, that son bitch will get your shit.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it'll be a damn big old. It don't stop as good as it should, but it from 50 on, that thing's a damn. It does good.
And that's only 5 pounds. Yeah.
It's a damn 6,800 pound turd with nothing but a bunch of shit.
That's cool.
This shit run off. That big turbo would do it good.
Oh, it'll let it breathe. There's so much back pressure.
3-inch exhaust and shoot out the fender and give shit. February, March, it ain't far off.
I know.
So we got this thing whooped, and springtime will be here.
And then big block.
Go to the damn drag strip and put the big block in and get some shit stirred and stir some fuckers up.
Yep. It's gonna be good.
Yep. Get the S10 going. Get this into the track. Take 57 to the track.
Get the 64.
Take the truck, jerk it around. The 64's got to go first. 64's got to go. She's got to get out and stretch her legs.
Yeah. Right, and let me get these heads put on here, and I just wanted to run through that real quick so people have some sort of idea what I'm talking about, and how this being as high compression as it is, it's still going to work. It's because the intake valve closing point, the degree in which it closes. So, all right. I got lots of gaskets. Those gaskets I bought. Put your steel shim head gasket down first. That one goes down first, and then you can stack on top of that one. Velcro. It goes down on top, like it, and you got 55 thousandths. Alright, got the shim gasket down and the head gasket on top of it. Alright, heads are on and torqued. Now just plopping the rockers on, and I'll set the lash and stuff. Yeah, we'll get them set that on there, and we'll cover this thing up, and we'll be finishing her up.
We ain't got no silicone, damn it.
No, plus it's cold.
Yeah, it's getting cold.
But that's the biggest part right there, is getting that compression down.
Oh, yeah, big step, big step.
So, yeah, I guess I'll show folks the turbos now. See, it's still a T3 flange, but the turbine side is bigger and the compressor side's bigger, which will allow for more flow. So,
once again, saving money.
Oh yeah, these are cheap old eBay turbos, like 129 bucks a piece, 115 a piece, depending on where you get them. And they're by no means beautiful or state of the art, but they will work. Compare that one to the older ones that I was going to run, but are just way too little. See, little tiny booger. So, should be good.
Did you see him on the camera?
Yeah.
Is it one of them got the big red head?
Notice how graceful he climbs the tray, inserting his pecker in the hole ever so gently. Notice how he thrusts, making racket, letting everyone know he's around. The woodpecker's #1 prey is ibuprofen for all the headaches that they have.
Yeah, he's a little booger. Alright, just threw all that on there to cover it up. And until next time. Alright, well, I hadn't really recorded much today. We come out here, it was raining, and we got our 3-legged ghetto tent piled up on top of the car.
That's the fine tent.
Yeah, I guess all ripped up and ain't got but 3 legs. But anyway, set the lash, put the intake gaskets on, throw the intake on it. Just got to drop the stripper down in there and continue bolting everything up. Get everything put back together. Going to put my turbo headers on, which are the ones that I made. I don't know if you've seen the video where I made them, but they're
Here's one of them. Come up, turn up, put my turbos out here at the front. Get my headers bolted on and turbos and figure out my drainage system for the oil returns. And I will explain what I've done to the carburetors and everything else. But we're just trying to get this thing stuck back together. So these are the turbo headers I built. You can see this in one of the earlier videos when I was building everything, just getting everything mocked up, ready to go. Alright, so this turbo has different fittings than the ones I had already built. So we found one fitting that worked, and then there's my hard line. Goes over to my T that comes out the front of the block. One. Get the other one mocked up over here. Just clocking them back like I had them. That's how everything was set up. And then, where's my hat? That ain't gonna look crazy. Well, that whole rig.
Looks like a badass man.
It's gonna look like there's so much.
Shit, that's leading technology right there.
Alright, it's kind of hard to see because that glaring light, but yeah, turn it down a little bit. Maybe I can. Yeah, we'll film it again tomorrow, but yeah, you can see. There is my turbo inlet plumbing. See? Both run into the hat. The tube length is pretty close to equal, as close as I can get. Now I just got to see if I can still close the hood. Should be able to. I'll do it tomorrow. I was gonna say, oh, I'll lay the hood down and pull the hood off and look. I can't see. That's crazy looking. I like it. It's gonna be good. Alright, so turn the light on and I pulled the hood off. Everything cleared perfect. No issues. Not touching the hood nowhere. And that's what it looks like when you take a hood off. That is cool. Exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, the little filters would work. Little snub nose. It takes a big one, not that one.
Well, no, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying. In the damn room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be just perfect.
Like a fucking champion right there.
Hey, you got one of them big ones, don't you? Yeah, get a couple fittings and stuff, and then I'll show you how to do the boost reference regulator and hook that stuff up, and then it'll be ready to test. I got to put my wastegates in and weld them in place, and I can run it without the blow-off valve. It's not needed right now.
See, it looks cool as hell out the hood.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, nice touch. Not changing nothing.
Sweet. I dig it.
Pop your toes on.
Well, Dad got a camper. It won't fit the black truck, but we're getting it anyway. And this is how we got to haul it. Because Ramp Truck's got a 57 on it, and it won't fit nothing else because the freaking thing's so big.
Can't make it sit for work.
Yeah, so we just ratchet on the roof of the Suburban.
We did a 6 foot, this bad boy's an 8 foot, which sucks.
Yeah. So right width. Well, no, it ain't even the right width. We need one for a C10 step side. Yeah. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's redneck as hell.
Never a dull moment. It'll look hilarious coming down the road. All right.
Transportation begins.
All right, we've been out here a while. I've been working. I just ain't grabbed the camera. Just doing other stuff. But Dad's making the exhaust. It's going to be cut right there. It's not going to be that small. Got all my oil lines hooked up. My feed lines go up, see, into that. And I got my return. It drains out. Back down to there. Just got to run the other one. We ain't got a Fernco.
which will do until the silicone shows up, because that's going to be awful close to that exhaust.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Dad's run a Fernco plumbing fitting on his since the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Fernco, baby. Fernco.
and Dad's modifying my, well, not modifying, he's building the exhaust. But I got to hook up the oil return over there. But that's what we're doing. This little pit, having to make these little brackets and stuff, because these turbos being different than the ones that took off, you have to make everything again. So that's what I'm doing. But
There's been a bolt on swap.
there's all the intake tube and stuff. It's all run, and I got it notched up over the radiator. Alright, it's dark. Like I said, I ain't filmed a whole lot today. Just been trying to get stuff made. We got the oil returns done. The fittings and stuff is all set up on it. And Dad's got the exhaust figured out for this side. We're going to weld these nuts into that plate right there, and it's going to pull down tight. Should be good. Be 3-inch. Come back and turn down. Right there you can see my drain. It comes out and goes over and drops down. So you got gravity helping. We'll see how well it does. I wanted to go down to the pan with it, but I couldn't, because I don't want to pull the motor and drop the pan and everything. Still got to do the pressure regulator, boost reference regulator. Still got to modify that to work. Still got to put the wastegates on it and drill holes for the hat to bolt it down. There's still a lot of stuff to do. But we got stuff to plumb the wastegates. Did you run into that? Ah, yeah. Sucks, don't it?
Oh, good. We ought to grind them off.
Yeah, we oughta, but we ain't.
Damn, in my mind, I cleared it. Damn, that little edge. Oh.
Yeah, they are sharp.
Oh, hurt me. Hurt me. Springtime is here.
Today's the Super Bowl. This is what we're doing.
Bet you $100 I ain't watching it.
Yeah.
Ain't anybody give a shit about no Super Bowl. So somebody posted there a while ago. It's like, good thing about being Super Bowl is next week's Pomona. Start the drag race. Ain't nobody care about no football. Everybody likes that shit. It's fine. Go watch it. We's hot rodding.
Yeah.
That 2 or 3 hours you're sitting there watching that football.
It's all commercials anyway. God, I hate commercials. Any TV commercial I can't stand.
Yeah, it's getting
It's
there.
close, man. It's close.
It's getting there. It's got to be wicked.
Like I said, I got to do the boost reference regulator, which you just drill and tap and put a port in that, and there's boost reference. It works.
Find one that works good. Oh, you going to just use that?
Yeah, I'm going to use mine. I'm going to pull the top off. I got 2 or 3 tops. So I'm just going to pull the top off and drill and tap and put the fitting in it, and it'll be boost reference off the hat. I got to put a barb in here for the hat, right back here in the back. So, I mean, I could just run it off of the turbo, but I want it to increase as the pressure in the hat increases. We'll see. They're tall.
It looks kind of cluttered, but that thing, I mean, really you can tear it apart in about 15 minutes and dab it all off.
Well, cluttered. It's twin turbo tunnel ramp
Underneath
underneath the hood.
It's all business.
Yeah, it's all tucked under the hood.
That's all real shit there.
But all right, let me grab my wastegates and check them out. All right, well, that's a wrap until next weekend.
Run your fucking car.
Alright, this is Cody'S S10. I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this entire thing up for him. Headlights, taillights, ignition system, kill switch. Alright, see, he's completely gutted his truck, cut all the wire and stuff out of it. And he just wants it to have basically a drag car wiring system. Headlights, taillights, brake lights, turn signals, if possible. And, you know, just the important stuff. So, that's what I'm doing. I have to use the GoPro because I left my other camera at the house. I'm putting his battery in the back. Rim out of battery. Kill switch. Chunder. Alright, got all the battery cable run. Tucked up nice and neat in the
frame. Power wire go up to that terminal right there. I'll also put this up here for him. He had it cut out. I figured that's where it was going. We'll close off all them holes and might give me something to mount the MSD boxes to. Alright, here's the kill switch. Power switch on. Here's your main power. Fuel pump. Ignition. Starter. MSD box. Cool. Alright, there we go. Main power, fuel pump, ignition. Alright, back over here at Cody's working on his S10. It looks like he's took it up the road nice and clean. Last time I was here, I got all the ignition, mounted everything, redid all the wiring, relocated the battery, wired all the ignition setup, mounted all the ignition setup. It's all here. So now, I'm doing headlights, tail lights, brake lights, and turn signals. So today I'm going to try to get the headlights and tail lights. His brake pedal switch is bad. So we'll have to get one of them. We're deleting the whole column thing, getting rid of all that mess. But I got his headlights and stuff on a toggle, fuse toggle. So it'll be click on headlights, tail lights, and then he'll have brake lights, and then I'm probably going to wire a relay, one of them flashers, in for the turn signals. Because the wiring harness he got, this painless, is a different gear S10 than what this is. It's not the same. And nothing matches up, so that sucks, but we'll just wire it like a race car. It's all I know to do. And if we end up having to put it on a flasher, we'll put a toggle that clicks to the left or clicks to the right. It'll flash to the left and flash to the right. This is all the way I mounted the MSD and the coil and wired all that stuff. This truck was completely gutted. I mean, completely. They took everything out. So that's a loud cat. So I was checking all the wiring in the back. I pulled down all this wiring for the tail lights, and there was a ground that was hid but was not connected. And then that right there, that hot, was not connected. So it was touching the frame. It was just shorting everything out. Alright, well, it done gone and got dark on me. But he has headlights and taillights now, and he right there's power and number 3. Headlights and taillights. That's a far cry better than what it was. Alright, I'm back up here finishing up on Cody's S10. Doing the turn signals and headlights, brake lights, stuff like that for, you know, final install. All this wiring was, everything was chopped out, so I had to track down everything. And I had to connect all these back up where somebody had cut them and spliced them. They weren't spliced good. I put one of these in. So it turns out this thing, all that's cut and gone. So now we got this as a turn signal, which, see, we'll wire to a little relay flasher with voltage going to it. I still got to hook up his brake switch. But yeah, trying to hook everything up and get everything working so we can get this thing on the street, drive around and enjoy it. So, cool. Alright, so apparently this housing has to ground to your steering column, but I can't get the paint off. So what I've done is I've took an eyelet and I put it in there and threaded the nut back down on it and pulled it down against the housing. I'm going to ground it to one of the terminals right there. Should work. Should be in the word there. Alright. Well, I turned the power off. It needs some bulbs. Left. Right. Brake lights work. I got it closed off. Here's all your
running lights. Tail lights. I didn't hook up the backup lights, but see, marker lights, headlights, all that. Okay. After almost pulling my hair out, finally figured out what was going on and got it working. So now we got brake lights, push brake lights. Oh wait, it might help if I turn the switch on. All right, and click that toggle.
It's on.
Okay. All right, now push the brakes. Okay, brake lights. Now do the left turn signal. All right, so we got that ferret back here. And up here. Do the other side. There we go. And back here. Oh, amazing. Now push the brake down. All right, perfect. All right, cut the toggle off. And the other one. That was a fight to get all that. My God. Rewired this entire truck. I mean, look at this. Full on chaos. You know, like a blanket because she's cold. Okay, so flip the headlights, which is that second one. Okay. But tail lights. All right, push the brake. All right. Let off the brake. Put the turn signal for the left on. Okay. Okay. Turn signal for the right. Yep. And yep, and you're good. Cut everything off. That's awesome. All right. Well, there it is. All the wireless stuff done. I got the tach mount. I got the turn signal in there. Just got to wire the tach, wire the horn up, and windshield wipers. This thing will be ready to go get inspected and put on the street. From, I mean, absolutely nothing working to everything works now. That's awesome. There we go. Cody's S10. Cody and his wife took off. Went to go shake the truck down. It's still cold and ain't warmed up a bit, but I'll be back out here next week and I'll do some tweaking and tuning on it. And I bet you we can get a lot more out of that little motor. She's posi. 411 gear, 3,000 stall. But I guarantee we can get more out of that motor. A little bit of tuning. He's got racing fuel in it too. Don't think it needs racing fuel. We'll just have to see. I'll check everything out and we'll see. But sucker runs good. Sounds good. It's officially going to be a street dyno in front of his house because you know he can't help himself. I hear him coming. Yep, lights are still on.